How can you not listen to the end of this shocking story? A 5-year-old girl, the daughter of an army captain, is brutally stabbed by a classmate. But that's only the beginning of the nightmare. At the hospital, the attacker's billionaire family not only insults the dying child, calling her orphan trash, but they stomp on her only life-saving bag of blood. And in a final, cruel twist, they force her mother, an honored soldier, to her knees to beg for her daughter's life. They have no idea they just messed with a Gold Star child, and her entire battalion is on the way.
I had just dropped my daughter off at preschool. I hadn't even poured myself a cup of coffee before the teacher called. "Ma'am, you need to come to the hospital. Right now. Maya got into a fight and another child is hurt." I floored it. But when I burst through the emergency room doors, the scene in front of me stole my breath. Maya was on an ER gurney, a paring knife buried in her abdomen. The gurney sheet was soaked in blood. And the other, injured child? A small scratch on his fingertip. My fists clenched. I turned to the teacher, my voice dropping several degrees. "What happened?" She stammered, unable to meet my eyes. I didn't waste another word. "Pull the classroom security footage. Now." The truth made my entire body shake. The boy, Brayden, had been calling Maya a bastard with no father. He called my daughter trailer trash. Maya said one thing back. He pulled the knife from his desk cubby and, without a word of warning, plunged it straight into her stomach. I hadn't even processed it when the boy's mother stormed in. She pointed a finger right in my face, her voice like nails on a chalkboard. "An orphan dies? Who cares? My son comes from the Davenport family. Every hair on his head is priceless. He's hurt. Who's going to pay? Who do you think you are? I'm telling you, the Davenports have a stake in every hospital in this city. If your brat made my son cry, you're not walking out of here in one piece." I looked at her, and I smiled. Not a happy smile. It was a smile of pure, unadulterated contempt. She had no idea. Maya's parents were both soldiers. They died on a classified op when she was too young to even form the words mom or dad. After that, Maya became the treasured daughter of our entire all-female battalion. We fought over who got to adopt her, who got to call her daughter, who got to be her big sister. Even General Wallace, the base commander, doted on her like his own granddaughter. And today, this woman dared to call her trash. I pulled out my phone. Every word was steel. "Get me command. This is Captain Miller. Maya's in the hospital. She's been stabbed. She's in critical condition. And she's being called a bastard by the family who did it. Cancel all leave. Anyone not on active deployment gets to Central Hospital in 30 mics. I want the Davenport family to see exactly what happens when you try to humiliate a soldier's daughter." You're listening to Echo Tales Review. The words barely left my mouth before the phone was slapped from my hand. The woman, Cynthia Davenport, laughed disdainfully, looking at me like I was garbage. "What's that? You heard the Davenport name and decided to call your little gaggle of army groupie sluts? Huh. Birds of a feather. A bunch of low-class husband stealers like you. No wonder your kid turned out to be trash, too. Look at her, barely old enough to walk and already trying to sink her claws into my son." The rage in my chest was about to explode. I started to rise, but a weak voice stopped me. "Mommy, you're not a..." Maya's small face was pale, her eyes squeezed shut. She was trembling like a leaf in a storm. "You're a hero." My heart seized. I grabbed her tiny, cold hand. "I'm right here, baby. Don't be scared. Your mom is a hero who protects people. She's lying." The shriek came from Brayden Davenport. "A different lady brings her to school every day. Nobody has that many moms. She's a bastard. Nobody even knows who her dad is. Her mom? A hero? Don't make me laugh." His face was twisted in anger, but scarier was the cold, calculating look in his eyes. Nothing like a 5-year-old. She lied. She didn't listen to me. She's trash, so I'm allowed to teach her a lesson. My mom said our family can do whatever we want in this city. Even if she dies, someone will clean it up for me. I was frozen. I couldn't believe a 5-year-old child could say something so vile. His every action showed an instinctive, practiced cruelty. I looked up, my eyes landing on Cynthia Davenport's heavily made-up face. "This is how you raise your son?" My voice was a low growl, but the woman felt no shame. She actually lifted her chin, proud. "It's the truth." What did I say that was wrong? A kid dropped off by a different woman every day. What is she if not a bastard? I'm teaching my son to see the dregs of society for what they are. What's wrong with that? She stepped forward, jabbing a finger at my face. "Let me tell you something. In this city, what the Davenports say goes. My son graced her by hitting her, and that little bitch dared to fight back and hurt him. She deserves to die. The life of a gutter rat like you and her isn't worth a single hair on my son's head." My fists were white-knuckled. I was shaking with rage. I wanted to tear that toxic mouth off her face. Maya's parents died for this country when she was just 1 year old. Both their families were long lines of decorated soldiers. She was the last one left. We refused to let her go to an orphanage, so we raised her on the base, in the women's barracks. That's why someone different took her to school every day. One of us on leave, another just off duty. Today was my turn, and this happened. If anything happened to Maya, I didn't know how I'd face my sisters in arms, or General Wallace, who loved her like his own. It took every ounce of my training to hold back. I am a soldier. My actions represent my country. Arguing with this creature was pointless. I stepped back, my gaze locking onto Cynthia Davenport. "The Davenports, you said. Fine. I'll remember that. We'll settle this tab later. Right now, nothing mattered but saving Maya." I turned away, refusing to waste another breath on her. The nurse had said there was a massive pileup on the highway. The ER was flooded with casualties, critically short-staffed. Luckily, I had the special white gold trauma pills the general had given me, just for Maya. I'd given her one the moment we arrived. It seemed to be stabilizing her vitals for now. But time was running out. I was about to pick her up and transfer her myself when a doctor rushed over, panting. "Where's the injured child? What's her status?" I moved aside. The nurse quickly rattled off the details. "Female, 5 years old, paring knife to the abdomen, depth unknown. She's conscious but has significant blood loss." The doctor examined the wound, then checked her pupils and color. "Okay. Initial assessment, the blade missed major organs, but the blood loss is severe. We need to clean, stitch, and stop the bleeding immediately." His brow furrowed. "The ORS are all full with highway victims. We have no choice. We have to stabilize her right here, keep her alive first." He turned to the nurse. "Get me a suture kit, local anesthetic, and prep for transfusion. Move." The nurse hadn't taken 2 steps before Cynthia Davenport grabbed her arm. "Wait." She shoved her son, Braden, at the doctor. "My son first. His hand is bleeding. It's bleeding a lot." The doctor glanced at Braden's finger. The tiny scratch had long since dried. His eyes narrowed. "Ma'am, please stop interfering." His voice was firm. "Your son has a minor abrasion. He doesn't need stitches, just some antiseptic. We are short-staffed and follow triage protocols. The more critical patient comes first. That is basic medical ethics." Cynthia's face purpled with rage. She hauled back and slapped the doctor across the face. "Ethics? I am the ethics here." The slap echoed, silencing the hallway. Everyone stared, horrified. She jabbed her finger at the stunned doctor, Dr. Miller. "You're just a resident. How dare you talk back to me? Do you know who I am? I am a Davenport. This is the Davenport heir. Even the hospital director bows to me. Who the hell are you to lecture me?" My son's hand touched that bastard's blood. What if he catches something? I want a full-body workup for my son. Head to toe. Hair follicles, toenails, everything. You miss one thing, and I'll have you thrown out of this hospital and blacklisted from practicing medicine in this state. Dr. Miller held his stinging cheek, his face a mask of fury and humiliation, but mostly sheer disbelief at her audacity. "Ma'am." People were starting to protest, but Cynthia acted as if she heard nothing. She barked at her 2 bodyguards in black suits. "Get him out of here. Doctors are for saving people, not vermin from the sewer." The 2 men moved immediately, clamping a hand over Dr. Miller's mouth and dragging him away like a criminal. Cynthia turned back, a triumphant smirk on her face. "You really thought you could win against me?" My hand was shaking. I stepped forward, ready to end this farce. The nurse grabbed my arm, her voice a desperate whisper. "Ma'am, please don't. You can't win against people like that. You'll only get hurt. Your daughter needs you. Saving her is what matters." My eyes burned. But they took the doctor. Who's going to save her? Just because they have money? I choked back the scream. I forced a deep breath. She was right. Maya's life was all that mattered. I turned to the nurse. "I'm sorry. I'm not angry at you. Is there any other hospital? I'm transferring her." I bent to lift Maya, but the nurse stopped me again. "You can't. The highway crash. Every trauma center in the city is full. You'll just be put on a waiting list. That's more dangerous." She took a sharp breath. "She's lost too much blood. She needs a transfusion now, but the blood bank is probably drained from the other emergencies. You need to find a donor. Fast. I'll get a saline drip to keep her stable for now." My heart plummeted. Without hesitation, I shoved up my sleeve, showing the blue veins. "Take mine. We're both type B." The nurse shook her head. "I can't. Your family. We can't do direct transfusions from close relatives. The risk of graft versus host disease is too high. It's deadly." A desperate sob ripped from my throat. "I'm not her mother. She's a Gold Star child. Her parents, they both died in the line of duty." My voice was cracking. "Please, she's all that's left. Save her. Take my blood." Hearing that, the nurse's eyes widened. She nodded. "All business." "Right. Let's go." I was in the donation chair, watching the dark red blood fill the bag, drop by drop. Time slowed to a crawl. Every second, Maya was fighting for breath. My hand trembled as I checked my cracked phone screen. The unit's chat was exploding. "What happened? How is she? We're en route. Situation report. We're bringing a combat medic. Tell Maya to hang on. The 2nd Brigade's bird is in the air. ETA 10 mics." The messages from my sisters in arms were a lifeline. They were coming. With medics. With hope. I gritted my teeth against the dizziness as the bag hit 400 CCS. The nurse pulled the needle, ready to rush the precious blood to Maya. And that's when a hand with blood-red nails snatched the bag. "Well, look at this. And you told me the blood bank was empty?" Cynthia Davenport held the bag up like a trophy. "Quick! Give this to my son. He's in shock. His blood sugar must be low. He needs the nutrients." I staggered to my feet, my head spinning, my eyes locking on that monster. "Put the bag down." She flinched at my tone, but recovered, sneering. "And what are you going to do? This blood is hospital property now. I decide who gets it. It has nothing to do with you." The nurse, shaking, pleaded. "Mrs. Davenport, that girl? She's a Gold Star child. Her parents died for this country. Please, have a heart. Give us the blood. You'll be saving her life." The plea had no effect. Cynthia shoved the nurse backward. "Gold Star? Boo-hoo. Another sob story? Who knows if it's even true? And even if it is, what does it have to do with me? My son's health is all that matters." The nurse stumbled, nearly cracking her head on a table. I caught her. That was it. No more words. In one fluid motion, I applied a standard military wrist lock, neutralizing her. "Ah!" She screamed in pain, her hand spasming open, dropping the warm bag of blood. I caught it before it hit the floor, clutching it to my chest. This was Maya's life. "You hit me!" Cynthia shrieked, hysterical. She wheeled on her bodyguards. "Are you two statues? Get her! Teach this bitch a lesson!" The two men advanced, their stances professional. Fine. If they wanted a fight, they'd get one. The pent-up fury finally had an outlet. I pivoted, handing the bag to the nurse. "Protect this with your life." I set the bag in her hands and dropped into a low stance just as the first guard threw a punch. I evaded, my right leg snapping out in a vicious side kick that buried itself in his solar plexus. "Oof!" He folded, flying backward like a rag doll. The second guard came from behind, trying for a chokehold. I ducked, using his momentum to spin, and drove my left heel backward into his chin in a perfect spinning back kick. He dropped, eyes rolling back, out cold. It took less than 3 seconds. The hallway was dead silent. I turned slowly, walking toward Cynthia Davenport, who was frozen, her face pale with terror. What are you doing? Don't think you scare me," she stammered. "I'm a Davenport. You lay one finger on me. The Davenports will destroy you." I looked down at her. No pity. I put my hand on her throat, not to choke, but to hold. A warning. You should be grateful you live in a civilized country, grateful for the rule of law. I squeezed just enough for her to understand. Anywhere else, for what you just did, I would have broken your jaw so you could never speak again. And no one would have stopped me. The killing intent in my eyes was real. She was trembling, paralyzed with fear. But just then, a small, cold voice came from behind me. "Let my mom go, or you'll be sorry." I spun around. My blood ran cold. Braden. He and the recovering bodyguards had dragged Maya off the gurney. They were pulling her across the freezing tile floor like a broken doll. Her little arm was scraped raw, leaving a trail of blood. The bandage on her stomach had come off. Blood was seeping through her shirt again. Her face was crumpled in pain, ghost white, and she was whispering, "Mommy, hurts." Every whisper was a nail in my heart. 5 years old. How could a child be so cruel? He wasn't a child. He was a monster. "You little bastard, let her go!" I roared, my voice raw like a cornered animal. I lunged, but a searing pain exploded in my scalp. Cynthia. She'd used my distraction to grab a fistful of my hair, yanking my head back. I stumbled. She scrambled back to her son, hiding behind him as if I were the terrorist. Seeing Maya gasping on the floor, my own rage went cold. It was replaced by a chilling dread. But Cynthia just looked triumphant. "See? This is what happens when you mess with my family. My son is destined for great things." Braden, hearing the praise, smirked. He actually lifted his foot and kicked Maya's side. "Now, kneel," Cynthia commanded. "Apologize, or my son's hand might slip. Again. Don't blame me." I froze, my vision blurring with rage. A mother defined by her arrogance, a child raised on poison and privilege, using a dying girl as a human shield. My nails dug into my palms, I couldn't feel the pain. Maya was their hostage. I couldn't risk it. All my pride, all my honor as a soldier, it turned to ash. For her. Slowly, I knelt. My voice was strangled. I'm sorry. It was my fault. I shouldn't have touched you. Please let her go. She's dying. Please. Seeing me bow, Cynthia's lips curled in satisfaction. Huh. You know your place, but it's too late. She snatched the blood bag from the nurse and threw it on the floor. Weren't you so high and mighty for this little bag of trash? With that, she raised her stiletto heel and stomped down hard. The bag burst. Red blood splattered across the white tile. No! The nurse and I screamed at the same time. Cynthia looked at the blood, at our faces, and her smile became something truly demonic. You want me to spare her? Fine. Now, strip. Right here. Show everyone what kind of slut you really are. I stood still, my eyes flickering to the hallway entrance. She noticed. What? Waiting for your gaggle of whores to save you? I'll make them strip too. She paused, her voice dropping. No? Well then, I'll just help this little thing on her way. Her red-nailed hand moved toward the paring knife still lodged in Maya's stomach. I stopped breathing. I knew if she pulled that knife, Maya would bleed out in seconds. Right here. Don't touch her, I choked out. I'll do it. I'll strip. Just don't touch her. My hand, shaking, went to the first button of my shirt. Everything was collapsing. In that exact instant, thwack, you're listening to Echo Tales Review. A rubber bullet shot from down the hall, hitting Cynthia's wrist dead on. She shrieked, clutching her hand as she fell. At the same moment, a voice like a thunderclap roared down the corridor. Let's see who dares touch one of my own. That voice, deep, resonant, forged in steel, the kind of voice that had commanded battlefields. It was General Wallace. I looked. There he was. And behind him, my sisters from the battalion, some still in muddy training fatigues, some in civvies. But they all had one thing in common. Their eyes were red with fury. I couldn't hold it back anymore. The tears came, a flood of relief and pent-up anguish. Colonel Russo, the regiment commander, rushed forward, helping me up. Two other female soldiers immediately scooped Maya off the floor, handing her gently to the combat medic right behind them. General Wallace stood back, his eyes fixed on Maya's pale, bleeding form. His face was a thundercloud of grief and rage. He took a deep breath, his voice low and powerful. This hospital is compromised. On my authority, call Vanguard Medical Center. Tell them to prep for an incoming Priority 1 trauma. Vanguard Medical. Not a place just anyone could get into. Only high-ranking officers and decorated heroes. If Maya went there, she would live. Cynthia, scrambling to her feet, was still screaming. Who said you could take her? No one moves her without my permission. No one even looked at her. The med team moved out, fast and silent. Seeing herself ignored, Cynthia went ballistic. Can't even stay in your fancy vet hospital? Had to come out here and cause trouble? How pathetic. A bunch of army sluts and their sugar daddy coming to play hero? It's B.O.P. The general's aide stepped forward and backhanded her across the mouth. The sound was sharp. Final. Shut your filthy mouth, the aide said, his voice pure ice. You are incapable of human speech. The hallway was silent, save for the receding footsteps and Cynthia's gasping. You hit me? She sputtered, terrified but still arrogant. Don't think you can scare me. I called my husband. You've harmed the Davenport heir. None of you are leaving this hospital today. You'll all pay. General Wallace ignored her threats. He just looked at me. Report. What happened? I told him everything. With every word, his face grew darker. By the end, a vein was throbbing in his temple. He hated two things: disrespect for his soldiers and anyone who'd harm a Gold Star child. Heh, the great Davenport family. He sneered, then nodded to my team. Cuff them. I want to see just how tough these Davenports really are. My sisters moved. They subdued the remaining bodyguards in seconds, zip-cuffing Cynthia and Braden. Let me go! Do you know who I am? I'm a Davenport. My husband will kill you, she thrashed. Braden thrashed and bit, screaming, Let go! I'll have my dad throw you all in jail. Their struggles were pathetic against trained soldiers. Just as they were being hauled away, a deep voice boomed from the elevators. Who, in God's name, has the nerve to touch my family? A man in an expensive suit, flanked by his own security team, strode toward us. Cynthia saw him and burst into crocodile tears. Honey, you're here. They're trying to take Braden. They said they'd cut off his hands and feet. Braden, the perfect mimic, wailed, Daddy, save me! They're trying to kill me! My team just looked at each other. Unbelievable. The man, seeing his traumatized family, went red. He motioned and his guards formed a line opposite us. He'd clearly only heard his wife's side of the story. His eyes swept over us, landing on General Wallace. He sneered. Well, look at this. An old man and his harem. Who are you supposed to be, Grandpa? You in the business? Let me tell you, in this city, anyone who touches the Davenports ends up in a ditch. He stepped closer. Release my family. Then get on your knees and beg. Do it fast, and I might let you crawl out of here. This man, Arthur Davenport Jr., was even worse than his wife. General Wallace didn't move. He just asked, quiet and calm. Arthur Davenport Jr., VP of Davenport Holdings? The man paused, puffing up. That's right. Good. You know who I am? Before he could continue, the general cut him off. You want your family? Tell your father, Arthur Sr., to come here and get them himself. The air crackled. Arthur Davenport Sr. was a titan. This old man had just summoned him. You know my father? Arthur Jr. faltered. But Cynthia shrieked again. Honey, don't believe him. How could he know your father? Look at them. Do real power players travel with a pack of sluts? They're just a bunch of low-life army groupies. They're all claiming to be that brat's mother. It's disgusting. They're just trying to latch onto our family name. My sisters were shaking with rage, but held formation. LT Torres, our platoon leader, acting on the general's nod, stepped up and slapped Cynthia again. Shut your toxic mouth. You insult us one more time, I'll rip that lying tongue out. Cynthia, bleeding from the mouth now, was truly insane. You hit me! I'll kill you! She lunged. Just then, another command voice echoed. Who did you say was a bastard? Who are you threatening to kill? She's got a lot of moms, so what? She's got a lot of fathers, too. And we're right here. Captain Davis, the company commander, entered with a dozen more soldiers in fatigues. He started to salute the general, but Wallace stopped him with a look. This is a personal matter. A quiet order, but it weighed a ton. Captain Davis understood. He and his men stood back, silent. This was a public space. If the military officially got involved, the media would spin it as soldiers abusing power, even though we were right. We understood. Cynthia Davenport did not. Seeing more uniforms, she just saw a bigger target. She clung to her husband. Honey, look. I'm beaten black and blue. And now they've called in a whole gang of fake soldiers to threaten me. They're just a mafia, pretending. And think about it. A kid with that many moms and dads? It's unnatural. They're sick. Are you just going to stand there? She wailed. Call someone. If this gets out, How can the Davenport family ever show its face in this city again? Arthur Jr., who had been wavering, was spurred by his wife's appeal to his pride. His ego overshadowed his fear. "Fine," he snarled. "You want to see my father? You'll get him." He pulled out his phone. "Dad?" "Yeah, someone's attacking me and Cynthia. And Braden. They're beating us. They brought 100 guys. They're protecting the girl who stabbed Braden. And they're demanding you come here and kneel to them. It's a total humiliation of our name. If you don't get here, I don't think we're going to make it out alive." We listened, stunned. We were the attackers? She stabbed Braden? The man was a pathological liar. Cynthia, seeing her husband's performance, cued her son. Braden immediately shrieked into the phone. "Grandpa! Grandpa, help! They're hitting Mom. They're holding Daddy and me. Grandpa, come quick. They're going to kill me. Help!" A 5-year-old acting out a kidnapping. The crowd of onlookers, even those who were neutral, visibly recoiled. Arthur Jr. hung up, his confidence restored. "He's coming." "You're so tough, right? Let's see who's kneeling in 10 minutes." General Wallace remained seated, calm, his eyes like ice. He motioned to Lieutenant Torres, who brought him a chair. He sat, right in the middle of the hallway. He ignored the ranting and simply spoke to his aide. "Check on the status of the highway victims. If the blood bank is low, authorize a full donation drive from our base." My phone buzzed. It was the medic. I read it and my knees almost buckled in relief. I leaned close to the general. "Sir, the knife is out. No major organ damage. She's stitched, stable, and the transfusion is working. She's out of immediate danger, sir." A collective sigh of relief went through our group. She was going to live. But Cynthia, overhearing, just scoffed. That little rat is tough, isn't she? One stab and she's still breathing. Trash always clings to life." "You!" I lunged. LT Torres was right with me. Cynthia screamed and hid behind her husband again, but Arthur Jr. didn't have time to react. "Grandpa!" "Save me." Braden, who had been watching the elevator, sprinted and latched onto the leg of the man who just stepped out. "Grandpa! They hit Mom. They're holding Dad. They're going to take me away." Cynthia ran over, her face a swollen mess. "Dad, they're beating us. They're humiliating the family. You have to help us. They beat me. Look at my face. Braden is hurt. They almost broke his arm. They're trying to kill us all." Arthur Davenport Sr., the patriarch, stepped out. He took in his son's enraged face, his daughter-in-law's swollen cheek, his grandson's terror. His face darkened. "Who dares touch my family? Do you think the Davenports are to be trifled with?" The air grew thick, and then I did. The voice was quiet, but it cut through everything. General Wallace, still seated. He merely lifted his eyes, his gaze locking onto Arthur Davenport Sr. The entire hallway held its breath. The moment their eyes met, Arthur Davenport Sr. froze. His pupils contracted. His face went white. General Wallace." "Sir, what are you doing here?" Before anyone could process, his body snapped to attention, his hand flying up in a perfect trembling salute. "Arthur Davenport, former platoon leader, 7th Squad, 3rd Regiment, 2nd Division, reporting, sir." His voice was choked with shock, respect, and utter terror. The hallway was silent. Cynthia's jaw dropped. Arthur Jr. looked like he'd seen a ghost. The general didn't move. "Good. At least you remember how to stand. I was worried decades of chasing money had dissolved your spine, soldier. Seems you still have some shame left?" Davenport's face flushed. "Sir, this must be a misunderstanding. The kids. They're young. They're reckless. Whatever it is, just tell me. Misunderstanding? The general huffed. He nodded to Lieutenant Torres. Lieutenant, give this man the after-action report. Let him hear what kind of golden fruit his family tree has produced. Sir! Lieutenant Torres stepped forward. Her voice was sharp, clinical, every word a hammer blow. She recounted everything. Braden calling Maya trash and stabbing her. Cynthia lying, stealing the blood bag, trying to force me to strip. Arthur Jr. calling in his goons and lying to his father, twisting the entire story. The entire story. With cameras, with witnesses, with the blood on the floor. Arthur Davenport Sr. turned the color of ash. He stared at his grandson, his daughter-in-law, his son. All of them were staring at the floor. He couldn't believe it. He didn't want to. But the final nail came from Captain Davis. He stepped forward. Sir, Maya's father was Captain Michael Stone, killed in action, EOD, defusing a bridge bomb 5 years ago. Her mother was Lieutenant Sarah Stone, Special Forces, killed during a hostage rescue op in the South. Her paternal grandparents are the Stones, your old squad leader, the man who saved your life 3 times in the sandbox. His voice rose, vibrating with fury. That family has given 3 generations to this country. That girl is the adopted daughter of our entire battalion. She is the daughter of this entire base. He turned on Arthur Jr. and Cynthia. We, the ones in uniform, we are her mothers and her fathers. You touch her, you touch the honor of the entire United States Armed Forces. You are spitting on the graves of the men and women who died so you could live your comfortable lives. Silence. The crowd's eyes turned from curiosity to contempt. Arthur Davenport Sr., the soldier, stood there, broken. Arthur Jr. stammered, Dad, let me explain. BOP. A backhand from his father sent him sprawling. You animal! Arthur Sr. roared. He turned and slapped Cynthia so hard she spun to the ground. And you venomous. How did you raise him? To stab people? To be arrogant, cruel? To victimize the daughter of a hero? You've dragged the Davenport name through the mud. You've pushed this family into an abyss of dishonor. He staggered, all the fight gone. He turned back to General Wallace. And in front of everyone, Arthur Davenport Sr. fell to his knees. No hesitation. General, I failed. I failed as a father. I failed as a soldier. I have shamed the uniform I once wore. I have no right to ask for forgiveness. I only ask, for the sake of my son's ignorance, and for the sake of the blood I once shed, have mercy on him. But these two, he looked at his son and daughter-in-law. I hand them over to military justice. Whatever the finding, I will not say a word. The hallway was stunned. Dad, I'm your son. Arthur Jr. whimpered. His father didn't look at him. No, it wasn't. I was just sick of hearing about her. Cynthia sobbed. But no one was listening. Cynthia Davenport, facing a string of charges from aggravated assault and obstruction to desecration of a Gold Star family's honor, was sentenced by a military tribunal to a long-term prison sentence. She reportedly suffered a complete mental breakdown in prison. Too late. Arthur Jr. Davenport for conspiracy, obstruction, and covering up his wife's crimes, not to mention a host of financial crimes uncovered at Davenport Holdings, joined his wife in prison. Braden Davenport, after extensive psychiatric evaluation, was diagnosed with severe conduct disorder and sociopathic tendencies. He was remanded to a long-term juvenile correctional and therapeutic facility. His future, dark and uncertain. Arthur Davenport Sr., though he did the right thing in the end, could not escape the fallout. His family was in prison, his name ruined. The story went viral. The public backlash was merciless. Davenport Holdings, once an empire, was boycotted into oblivion and filed for bankruptcy within 2 years. Arthur Sr., consumed by shame and sickness, died alone. But the sky cleared. Justice was served. Honor was defended. The bloodline of heroes was protected, nurtured by the love and fierce protection of a new family. Maya, the Gold Star daughter, was never alone again, because behind her stood an entire army, ready to protect their own for a lifetime.